What is up, Internet Land? Zacmus Prime, aka Zacmus Prime, here with another Transformers video review. Today, the figure we're looking at is the Transformers Legacy Evolution Armada Megatron. That's a lot of words to describe one figure. But yeah, there he is, Armada Megatron. And so full disclosure, I never owned an Armada Megatron myself. I did play with one when I was saying when I was a kid may not necessarily be the best descriptor, because I wasn't quite a kid. I did play with one when I was younger. So, I mean, I guess I have a little bit of experience. This one's on loan to me from a friend of mine. And, yeah, let's take a look at it. So, yeah, in terms of, like, sculpt and look and detail and whatnot, he's really, really spot on. Just looks very much the part. Has got colors and shapes and details in all the right places. I think they really nailed it with this figure. Like, I really feel that they did a good job. Speaking as a guy who, you know, never owned one, but, you know, whatevs. But yeah, it just looks really well done. It looks really good. It looks completely reminiscent of the old Armada Megatron. Doesn't, you know, do all the same things, doesn't transform the same way quite. But like the spirit of it is there. And I think that's an easy thing to say. But anyhow, in terms of accessories, he comes with absolutely no accessories. What you see here is what you get. You've got you know, he turns into a tank and he's got a gun turret. Some purists may insist that this is how he needs to be displayed. I kind of like the standby look. He has an Evo Fusion gimmick, which, like all of the Evo Fusion gimmicks so far, has been completely lame, which is you take his hand, it'll go with either hand, you fold it up, and you pull off his gun barrel, and you plug it in. And now, he's got a Mega Man arm cannon. Evo Fusion. This arm cannon is molded in that slightly rubbery, vinyl-y plastic, as is several parts on him. His ear horns there. These pieces right here. I have a sneaking suspicion that these wheels are actually that same material as well. Just because they look like the same material, that kind of gunmetal looking plastic. So I think that they all came off the same sprue. I did mention that you could probably go like this and stick both of his hands together, and that could be his Evo Fusion. So yeah, it's silly and weird, and you know, for Armada Megatron, that may be completely acceptable. But one of the things that I absolutely love about this figure is just the phenomenal amount of asymmetry that's going on him. Like, his thighs are the same, but like his shins are different. There's like, these knees are different. I guess these are the same here. His arms are completely different. His hands are different. His upper shoulders are different. Though, strangely enough, this one kind of seems like it matches this forearm. And then this upper arm kind of seems like it matches this forearm. So, but yeah, and the asymmetry continues well into his robot mode. But yeah, all in all, it's a really good looking figure. Like I said, he doesn't come with any, do I have a weapon handy? No, not really. He doesn't come with any weapons of his own, but he's got a 5mm port in this hand, and he's actually got one in this hand as well. It's like claw hand. It's sculpted in there. It doesn't go all the way through, but oh, just twisted his arm off that mushroom bag. But yeah, he does have another gimmick, which I'm surprised they didn't make this his Evo Fusion gimmick. So if you grab him by his legs and then stick your fingers up on his chest and just yank on it, he extends up by, about an inch, and then you raise up his arm here, and then this part will fold down. You don't actually need to raise this part up, but I think it's part of that whole gimmick as a whole. And then fold this back up, and then point this forward, and now he's got this mode where his gun is sitting on his chest and he can shoot stuff with it and maybe even use it as armor of some sort. So there's a thing, and it's kind of dumb, but you know what? Armada Megatron. That's all the explanation it really needs. But anyhow, let's get this turned back around. Fold this back down. And let's talk about his articulation. So his head is on a ball joint. It looks up and down, and it rotates just fine. You got to be careful handling his little big ass ears, because if you handle them wrong, they will pop off. They're just, this like softer plastic. They'll pop right back on, but it's something to think about. His arm does not rotate at this joint. You can flip this up. His arm, in fact, rotates at this joint. It goes that far forward and nothing back. Goes out for the full tree pose. He has a bicep swivel, single joint elbow for just over 90 degrees of bend, wrist swivel. This is on both wrists. He also has this joint here, which is a transformation joint, which helps you a little bit when it comes to moving it out. He has a transformation joint here, which I kind of like to raise that up a little bit. Just give him a little bit more shoulder height. I don't know. Maybe that's improper. Maybe that's wrong. But if it's wrong, I don't want to be right. Anyhow, he's got a waist joint. Legs go that far forward on like a really soft ratchet. That far back. Goes out for the full Van Damme. Goes out for, actually, that's at least 120% of a Van Damme. Thigh swivel, single joint knee for, single joint bend for 90 degrees at the knee. He's got that much ankle rocker, and it's completely filled in. I love seeing this kind of stuff here. That's fantastic. I dig it. And then nothing else on the foot. No toe movement. No, I mean, of course you can try to transform his heel, but there's no like posable function to it. But yeah, there he is. All in all, I think it looks pretty damn good. But let's get him transformed up. So let's start with the arms. You want to take his hand, pivot it in, take this panel here, open that up, and then the arm will just swing up and go in. When you're getting this out, you will basically need some sort of a You'll need some sort of a spudger, I said, as I pull it out by hand with absolutely no problem whatsoever. So, yeah. Maybe you just, are going to be as skilled and awesome as I am. I have found it useful to have a spudger. Maybe the other hand is different. Maybe this one still needs a spudger. Or maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I just make a big old liar of myself. You want to flip these up just a little bit and then flip this chest down. This panel folds out instead of sliding out. You've got the slider detail. It's funny, all of the gimmicks are molded in. Even though they don't all do anything, they're all still molded in. So when you move this up, this little lateral part here will move up with it. There's a peg on the bottom of his shoulder pylon and a slot there, so you can just kind of peg that into there. And we'll do the same for the other side. And then we can take this and fold that back up. That'll cover his face, and then these will go right in over those little orange tabs on his face hole, on his chest plate. I don't know why I said face hole. And then you want to take these panels right here, open them up, and then this whole thing will just go straight up. And then there's a tab up here. Plug that in. Then you're going to fold up his heel and fold down his toe, which is very stiff. And then do the same for the other leg. Make sure this panel's out. Fold this up. Make sure that gets tabbed in. Fold down his heel, fold down his toe. And there you have Megatron in his vehicle mode. In his vehicle mode. And again, it looks it rolls super well. It looks completely just like 100% on point for Megatron. From all the angles. And again, he's got, these parts that on the original one they opened up. He's got this thing that turned into like a little launch thing, slider thing. He's got Minicon ports molded in several different places. None of them are functional, of course. But, we can't expect everything, I guess. Though at the very least, I would have expected it to, have some Minicon compatibility. Personally, but I don't know. You can still bring this out, though it doesn't tilt forward at all. The turret turns that far to the left and that far to the right. The wheels are really nice. They roll super well. And that's pretty much all that there is to it. No grabby function on the head claws. No noise box thing. No, nothing like that. All in all, I think it's a really good rendition. This rendition of Armada Megatron is much more faithful to the original Armada Megatron than their rendition of the Cybertron Optimus was faithful to the original Cybertron Optimus. Like this is the kind of rendition that Cybertron Optimus needed, but they were trying to save money. Maybe someday we'll get a Robots in Disguise Optimus that's done this nicely. I think this is really well done. I think it's good. If you are at all a fan of Armada or Armada Megatron, this is absolutely a must-have for your collection. But anyhow, thanks everybody for watching. You guys are fantastic. Everybody stay awesome and be good to each other. See ya.